from the tap to tales galore. Oh, taste of stories, spinning yeast and grain. Mr. B goes round the world again. So if you like, then stick around. Cheers to the nights we banished all our fears. Mr. B will raise the bar, you bet. With every pint of ale we won't forget.
Hello, welcome back to the channel, and I've just poured my Tetley mild 1946 mild. Now, next to no head, but this is an all grain beer from the Pinter. Now there is carbonation there, super low, which I like, very cask like, which I was aiming for, but this is the all grain recipe, the first one I've done, and I did it. Let me just put this down before I taste it. I did it from the book from the Ron Pattinson, and I scaled it down, so I got about 6.5 litres was the aim. So I got it from that book, and my brew day. There's a video out already with the brew day and stuff, the kit you need to do all grain on the Pinter. I've already done that, so go and check out that video. So this was a 6.5 litre. My original gravity was 1.034. The target, I actually got 1.033, that was the actual, sorry. The target final gravity was 1.005, and I actually got 1.005. So the ABV is 3.9% for this. I was aiming for 3.8, but 3.9, I'm not going to grumble at that. Pale malts, flake barley, invert sugar free, dark brown sugar, and then fuggles throughout. So yeah. This is, like I say, it's a Tetley mild 1946. Now the SRM in the book, just let me get to that, because the colour, I was like, I didn't expect, I didn't know what to expect, to be honest. The SRM is 9, so I'll put something up now, what SRM 9 should look like. And here's the final beer. That's what that looks like. So it's light, it's definitely a light mild. It's got not much head, but I mean it's got a single malt, and I used, I think it was 3 grams of yeast. And someone asked me on that video, why did I use 3 grams of yeast in Pinter? Normally send out a 7 gram pack. I've been doing stovetop brewing for a long time, small batch stuff, and lower ABV. 3 grams is normally about right for that sort of ABV, that attenuation, and it worked out spot on. It achieved the final gravity. But for different beers, different styles, that yeast will fluctuate, especially for ABV. So I used something called Beersmith to build my recipes, and that was recommended, 3 grams, and it was an English ale yeast, and it seems to have done the job. It's not clear as a bell or anything like that. It really isn't. Aroma, it's so bready, malty, bready, and a very subtle, and I'm talking subtle, hedgerow hop nose. Really, really subtle, but it's so malty and bready. It smells really good. Okay, here's the taste test. Cheers. One mistake I've made, I've poured that straight from the fridge. That needs to come out of the fridge, sit on the side, and get to a good cellar temp. That head might stick around a little bit more then as well, but that is an easy drinking, easy brew, and it tastes like it smells. It is malty, bready. It's not thin, it's not watery for 3.9%. Now, it is quite a, if I remember rightly, my actual brew day, the boil and the the mash was quite long. Yeah, so 120 minutes, so it's a 2-hour boil. Is a very long boil, this. I think that was to help try and get some more colour originally. And the mash was, no, it was just a looks like it was just a 75-minute mash. That's pretty standard. So yeah, it's a very long boil. A lot of them are in the Ron Pattinson Let's Brew book, but for me, that's a massive success. That really, really is. I'm just a bit more, I think I'm just shocked about the colour for a mild. I know they used to brew light milds, but I don't remember them being quite as light as this. But that SRM, that light's giving it false. Sort of, let me just, there we go. That's more true. So that SRM 9, it's probably not that far off from what Ron Pattinson is saying, but that beer is a very quaffable. It worked. So I did 2 weeks brewing in the Pinter and 10 days conditioning. Now maybe another 4 days conditioning, the clarity might come with it as well. But it's worked how I want it to work. That has got no twang whatsoever. It tastes really, really, really fresh, which is great. Them malt's coming through really well. And that just encourages me now to do more all grain on the Pinter. It really, really does. It pours well, it keeps well, it's fresh. There's no twang. It's got lovely notes. All I can do now is just go forward and do other beers. And I'm going to stick to these historical beers for the time being in the Pinter. The next brew on the Pinter is going to be Dark Matter from Baz, All the Beer No Idea, because he kindly gifted me that, so I will do that. Then I'll move back over to the all grain brewing, because that is great. If you go and watch my last video on the Pinter, I've sort of explained the kit you need to do an all grain brew at home on the stove to get yourself going and making your very own beer. That's not including the cost of that, not including the cost of time taken to brew, which is probably about 4.5 hours. This probably cost about, ingredients wise, £6.50 for a pinter full of all grain beer. So I'm not going to complain at that. You can see it's too cold. That's my mistake today. I should have took it out of the fridge earlier and left it on the side and got it just warmed up to more cellar cask conditioned strength. But that tastes really good. I'm really impressed with that. Please comment if anyone has had a Tetley mild, because it just looks really light, but it's so tasty, and it's not thin, it's not watery. I'm so pleased. Success, a big success. So there you go. That's my first all grain beer recipe on the Pinter. Really impressed. I think it's great. It just tastes so fresh. That's the thing with it, the Pinter. It's an all-in-one. It's fermented in there. You take that docking station off, you're taking that yeast away. There's still going to be a little bit of yeast in there, and then the beer's conditioning in that container, and then I'm just pouring straight from that container. It's just so good and fresh. I do like the Pinter for that reason. It's really impressive for that reason. So there you go. All I can say is cheers. I'll see you on the next one, and I'm looking forward to doing more all grains on this Pinter. Like I said, the next one will be Dark Matter, but there's going to be plenty of recipes coming out on my videos for the all grain Pinter. Okay, cheers, and I'll see you on the next one.
So if you like, then stick around. Cheers to the nights we banished all our fears. Mr. B will raise the bar, you bet. With every pint of ale we won't forget.